Now that we have finished doing a review, we can start on the actual AP Calculus practice exam. So we are doing the 2015 question number 6, and for the first part, part A, so the question is, consider the curve given by the equation y cubed minus xy equals 2. It can be shown that dy dx equals y over 3y squared minus x, and A is write an equation for the line tangent to the curve at the point -1, 1. So the first thing we have to do is find the slope for when it's -1 to 1, -1, 1. So all you have to do is plug this in for your x and your y for dy dx. So dy dx equals y over 3y squared minus x, and so y is 1. 3 times 1 squared minus -1, so that's plus 1. And so you would get 1/4. So that's your slope. And our slope so we can just plug that into our line equation, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. M is our slope, y1 is our y point, x1 is our x point. So all you have to do is plug in your numbers. So y minus 1, because we have a 1 there, equals, our slope is 1/4. 1/4 times x minus x1, which is -1, so plus 1. And then you could just add your 1 to the other side so that y is by itself. And that is your equation. For our next part, part B, it wants us to find the coordinates of all points on the curve at which the line tangent to the curve at the point is vertical. So remember, our vertical line has a 0 for the denominator for its derivative or its slope. So what we have to do is take the derivative equation that they gave us, since they already provided it for us. So dy dx equals y over 3y squared minus x. And all you have to do is take the denominator and set it equal to 0. So 3y squared minus x equals 0. And so to find x, we'll just add x to both sides. So our x would equal 3y squared. When it equals 0. All you have to do next is plug this into the original equation we were given, which was y cubed minus xy equals 2. And all you have to do is plug in this x for that, so you could find your y. So y cubed minus 3y squared times y equals 2. So that would be y cubed minus 3y cubed equals 2. And if you just subtract that, you would get -2y cubed equals 2. Divide both sides by -2 to isolate the y. And you get y cubed equals -1. And then you can cube root this. And y would equal -1. Since you found y, you can do the same thing except plug in your y into this equation, the original equation, to find x. So -1 cubed minus x times negative 1 equals 2. You get negative 1 plus x equals 2, and x would equal 3. So your x equals 3, and your y equals negative 1. And the coordinates where there's a vertical tangent line would be 3, negative 1. And for our last part, part C, it says evaluate the second derivative at the point on the curve where x equals negative 1 and y equals 1. So the first thing you have to do is find the second derivative. Since they already give you the first derivative, it shouldn't be too bad. So our first derivative is dy dx equals y over 3y squared minus x. So we're deriving this. So we can use the quotient rule. So the derivative of the first, so derivative of y is 1 dy dx times the second 3y squared minus x minus the derivative of the second. So the derivative of that is 6y dy dx minus 1 times the first. And that's all over the denominator squared. And since we were already given the dy dx, we can just plug that into our dy dx into the second derivative portion. So it would equal y over 3y squared minus x times 3y squared minus x minus 6y times y over 3y squared minus x minus 1 times y all over 3y squared minus x squared. And then if you look at this, you can cancel out the 3y squared minus x here, because we're just equal 1. So you're left with y minus 6y squared over 3y squared minus x minus 1 times y. And then at this point, you can just plug in the x and the y that they give you. And the x that they gave you is negative 1, and the y they gave you is 1. So let's just plug those in. So 1 minus 6 times 1 squared over 3 times 1 squared minus negative 1, so that's plus 1, minus 1 times 1. And you just solve that, simplify. It's 1 minus 6 over 4 minus 1 times 1. And so it equals the 1 minus and 6 over 4. And then we can turn that 1 into 4 over 4. Times 1 is just the same thing. And so that would equal 1 minus 6 minus 4 is 2 over 4, and that's just 1/2. And don't forget that this is all over 3y squared minus x squared. And plug in the x and the y's for those two. So this is 1/2 over 3 times 1 squared plus 1, because minus negative 1 is plus, and that's all squared. So it is 1/2 over 4 squared which is 16, and you would get 1/2 times 1/16, which would equal 1/32.